What's up? A very long time ago, when I was 8 years old, I was visiting a friend, and we used to play in that yard all the time. They had swing sets and all kind of stuff. They had a garage that was vacant, so we have that like kind of like a hangout. Anyway, in those days, I was big on throwing rocks. I like to throw rocks and see how far they would go. So my friend lived 2 doors up from me, so it was his house, then a neighbor in between us, then my house, and then there was another house after my house. That's where the story takes place. So I had a rock in my hand, and I figured I'd throw the rock and it would land in my backyard. I mean, how far can an 8-year-old throw? I thought not that far. So I threw the rock, and it just kept traveling. And I'm thinking, oh no, it's going to hit the house next to mine, it's going to break a window. Exactly what happened. Kept traveling and traveling and traveling in a straight line, and it broke the window of the house next to my house. And the guy that owned that house, he was quick. He jumps out and he looks and he sees it's me, and he goes, "Nick!" He's all pissed off, yelling and everything. And I go, "It's an accident. I didn't mean to break your window." So I was thinking, oh man, he's gonna tell my father now, and all hell's gonna break loose. My father was at work. It was a Saturday, and I kept thinking, he's due any minute. But luckily that day he got off late, so he didn't see him. And Sunday we didn't see him because we left. We went somewhere. And Monday through Friday, my father was at work, and it was kind of like one of those situations where it didn't work out for my neighbor John to come and complain. So Saturday rolls around again, and my father happened to be home that Saturday, and I was trying to figure out a place that I can tell my father, let's go. And then I was trying to figure out, how do we get into the car and leave without the neighbor stopping us? Because our driveway is right next to the neighbor's house. So anyway, I said to my father, you want to go for a walk? We'll go for a walk. Why don't we go for this walk, and we'll, just find a place. I was trying to think of where to go. And he agreed. He goes, let's go for a walk. I go, cool. We'll go extra far, and by the time we get back, it'll be dark. So we go out, and I'm looking left and right, and there's no John. And we leave. We start walking, and every footstep that we took was a step away from that house. So I was getting happier and happier. And we walked kind of far, but it didn't become dark out. We got back early enough, and went inside, and my father kind of hung around the backyard, and I was like, okay, this is a great opportunity. I'm going to get busted now. I look out my window, and I see my father and John talking, and he's pointing, and he's telling him, yeah, he broke the window and all this, and my father's nodding his head, probably telling him, I'll pay for it. So came up, and he starts asking me, what happened? He goes, why'd you break that window? I go, it was an accident. I explained what happened, but he was still pissed off. But anyway, my father fixed the window and got replaced. I never broke another window on that house again. And that's how it was. 8 years old. 8 years old. And these days, I look at the distance between the house I was at, where I threw the rock from, and the house that got hit with the rock and shattered a window. It's quite a distance, and I just can't believe that at 8 years old I was able to throw it that far. It's like I was bionic or something. Anyway, that's what happened. But that guy, John, he was like the neighborhood watchdog. You couldn't sneeze without him knowing it. And I remember we'd have people speeding down my street sometimes, right? And then the very next day we'd have a traffic stop thing, a speed trap with the radar. A cop would be there. That was a phone. I have to go. Somebody needs me.